In this video, I'm going to record my electric guitar into my MPC Live. Check it out. Hey, Matthew here with MatthewCreating.com, bringing you the best tips and tools on how to create music. And on this channel, I do setup videos, tutorials, and overviews just like this one. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Before we get into this video, I want to say a big thank you to everybody who actually commented on the video on the last episode and gave it a like. I really appreciate that. That's a lot of good feedback. In this particular video, I'm going to go ahead and record guitar. And how I'm going to record that guitar is I'm going to put the guitar through the Studio V3, what I used in the last video, and I'm going to put that out into the MPC Live. And I'm using my Fender Squier Affinity Telecaster. And I'll leave links to everything I'm using in the description, so anytime you could go to the description and check out the gear that I'm actually using. Let's go ahead and get into the video. So I have my Telecaster right here, and I got a line out of the Telecaster. It's actually a TS cable or instrument cable coming out of the Telecaster. All right, that's actually going into my Studio V3 right here. And I set the inputs. So I made it to where, the input wasn't clipping, and I set the output to where it's, in this area where it's not actually clipping. And so the guitar's coming in here and the output's going into the MPC right here. So what I'm going to do, and also I put the setting on E guitar on the warm setting just to see what kind of sound I could get out of that. So that's all set up right there. Okay. And so what I'm going to do is just go to an empty project, and I want to head over to the audio tracks, go to the input configuration. I got the inputs, set up on 1. And now there's a kind of a bug whenever you go to that, because the red box is on input 1 and 2 when you come to audio tracks, but you actually have to tap on it. Right. So anyway, I put input 1 right there. So what I'm going to do is turn up my guitar, and I actually want to put on my headphones. So I'm going to go ahead and put the monitor on auto and record arm it. So now, whenever I play the guitar, coming through. So I kind of already set the level a little bit. So the line's coming in here, and I can set the level here. So if it was too weak, I could turn it up or down with that knob on the back. So to sum it up, the guitar's going into my preamp. I got the preamp at a good level where it's not clipping. Preamp's going to my MPC Live, and then I set the level here on my MPC Live. And it's around -6-ish. So that's looking pretty good. So what I want to do is kind of just record this, but I got to figure out kind of the BPM. So this is kind of how I want to play it. So I can always change this in any time, but I'm going to tap it out. So it's probably like 88. I don't even want to go even slower, just to not rush myself. 77. All right, do it. When you put this on monitor, you can actually hear what you're playing. Just so you know, that's why I put my headphones on. And what I'm going to do now is I need something to play to. So now I can play to the click on the metronome, but I want to put like some drums down, so it's like some backing drums to actually play to. So I'm going to go to my drums and load up one of these. I want to load this tight kit up. So push load. That's going to load up. Come back to my main. Put a kind of like a simple drum beat down. So I want to put note repeat on. Note repeat is on. What I'm going to do is put that to 8th notes. And obviously you got to pick your right drum program. There we go. So I'll record that in there. All right, and I got my defaults all whacked out. So I want to put my bars back down to 2 as well. Okay, so I'm in sequence 1, the BPM 77. I got 2 bars, track 1, acoustic drum kit. Okay, and then I got no repeat on. I'm going to go ahead and overdub. All right, and push play start. Now we're going through it. All right, so that's going to give me something kind of to play to. I'll even add a kick in there. Let me take note repeat off. So what I'll do, add like a kick and a snare in there. So let me do that. All right, so this gives me at least something to play to. All right, I know I could always go back later and change it up. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go back to, I'm going to go back to the audio tracks. So I'll go back to audio tracks. I'm still monitoring. All right, might want to kick up the volume or the BPM a little bit. All right, so I'm just playing my telly right now, and you can adjust the volume of your monitor right here as well. So if I want to do it lower, now I can't hear it, so I'm going to keep it up. All right, so I want to record something like that into here. So I want to go to this area where I can actually see the audio being printed. Now everything's all set up. I got monitor on auto. So once it's done recording, it's just going to play back the audio right away. I'm going to press record and I want to push play start. It's going to give me a count in and I want to start playing. So for some reason, I wasn't happy with that. I could just erase it out of here. All right, so I can erase it out of there. Now, I can undo it and bring it back at any time. All right, so I'm gonna push record, play start. So at this point, I'm scratching out ideas. I think that this sounds decent so far as the levels sound good, and it's a strumming pattern. I'm mostly on time. So what I can do is, record some more guitar, maybe record another part. So let me go back to the main. So what I'm gonna do is make a new sequence. So I'm gonna push the edit tool, and then I'm gonna copy the sequence, copy it to sequence 2, and just a quick rename. Sequence 2. This way I know that it's the second sequence. If you look here, it's going to have that still in there. Now I can go ahead and erase that and put a new guitar part if I want. And that's exactly what I'm going to do right now. So let me play. So I'm going to go from all right, I want to put that second guitar part in there. So I'm going to push record. Now everything's still armed. I'm going to push play start. All right, sounds decent. Okay, so what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to make another audio track. So I want to push the plus button. It's going to give me audio track 2. I'm going to monitor it and I want to push record arm. Now I'm going to go back to this one, make sure this isn't being monitored anymore. So go back there. All right, so this is record arm. I want to put this on input 1 again. And boom. So let me turn up my guitar. So I want to double up that guitar right there. Okay, so I want to push record, and this way it's ready for me. And go ahead and record it. Now, for whatever reason, if I didn't like that, I could record it again. Now, I'm not sure. I'll probably go with a straight rhythm on that one. So, you know, I actually might even change the first one to that. But for now, I'm just scratching down ideas. So I'm going to keep it recording here and push play start. And I actually think I do want to make that first part like that. So let me go ahead and get that one out of there. Okay, put that there and take the monitor off audio 2. Put the the monitor on audio 1. It's going to go with a straight rhythm. Now I'm going to keep the other audio in the RAM right now. So if I wanted to go back to the original one, I could do that. But it's going to try something different right here. All right, so very good. Now I'm gonna go back to the main and let's listen to it. So this is the first sequence, and let me take record arm off. So this is the first sequence. All right, and then we'll go into the second one right here. Boom, got some guitar in there. And I think the raw guitar sound actually sounds really good from what I can hear. So yeah, this might actually work out. So I'm gonna take monitor off and I'm gonna save this project in a minute here. But yeah, there you go. If you missed the first video in this episode, go ahead and click on the top of the screen. I'm gonna put an info card and that's gonna take you over to that first video. I'll even put the playlist there so you can start at the beginning and then go through the series as the series moves forward. Also, check the description below. It's going to give you links to my social media. It's going to give you links to all the gear that I'm using. And you can go ahead and check all that stuff out. And I've started a Facebook group called Continue Creating Music Group on Facebook. So I'm going to leave that in the comment as well. And you can search for it, Continue Creating Music. This way, you know, we can post our ideas. The whole point of this right now is to, you know, just to encourage you just to keep making music no matter what. It doesn't matter what kind of music, like what you're doing. If you're doing guitar or if you're doing sampling or whatever, go ahead and just continue making music, you know. If you found value in this, give it a like, share it. Remember to subscribe if you want more videos like this and click the bell icon. All right, I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next video, y'all.